Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Anime Sundays, the show where we talk about anime on Sundays. And today we will be ranking the top 10 strongest anime characters in Ju Jutsu Kaisen. So some parameters, it will be anime only. I don't read the manga, so if you're a manga reader, please try not to spoil too much. I know the rankings are probably gonna be a lot different in the manga. We will also be using characters who have died so far in the anime, so it'll just be kind of all the characters all together that were shown so far. At the bottom of the list, at number 10, I have Choso. Now, a lot of y'all may say, what, how do you have Choso over Todo, or do you have Todo on this list? I just feel like Choso has already kind of shown us levels of like maybe like a special grade sorcerer, close to definitely a first grade sorcerer and above. And honestly, he kind of made Yuji look like light work. I mean, we've seen Todo and Yuji box. Obviously, it was a friendly fire box, but Yuji, for the most part, could kind of keep up in a sense. I felt like when it came to Choso kind of had him outmanned in almost every scenario, like in strategy, in curse technique. And then when it even came to hand-to-hand combat, he was boxing up Yuji. And I was like, dang, if this man is boxing up Yuji, he's got to be at least above a first grade just to be able to hang with bro. We know he's got the blood manipulation technique. I was severely impressed for him to be able to really almost take Yuji out, almost no real problem. And I feel like out of all the characters that we've seen so far, he definitely deserves to be on this list. All right, after Choso, I have Mahito. I know some of you may say, well, you know, Mahito, he's not really that powerful. He's kind of always finessing on his tricks and schemes. But at the end of the day, he knows domain expansion. And most cats in the universe can't see him unless you have some type of soul manipulation or soul curse technique to, you know, ward away his ability. You're getting packed up. Now, yes, he's, again, not the most powerful, but I think from what we've seen with Mekamaru, what we've seen with him just even be able to trick Nobara, even still be able to survive Yuji's blows the way he do, I definitely think Mahito needs to be on this list, especially since he has the cursed spirit side really 3-0 right now. He has them moving completely different. Of course, now Geto's, you know, cursed spirit inside him, Kenjaku, is also a big mastermind in the play, but the two of them together are really turning the tides against the Jujutsu sorcerers, even with Gojo being in play. Now, mind you, he's sealed right now, but I'm talking about in play as in terms of they have factored him on the board and he is still doing damage. So I think mentally, yeah, Mahito definitely needs to be on this list at 9. At number 8, I have Yuta. You know Yuta, we've seen him in the Curse Zero movie. I know in the manga he's probably way stronger. I'm hearing crazy stuff. Even from just that anime only appearance in the movie, because we know the JJK Zero movie is canon, Yuta has, you know, control of a special grade curse, and he's boxing Geto one-on-one, who in high school was, you know, considered one of the strongest sorcerers, just like Gojo, one of another special grade sorcerer. He's literally boxing bro with all his crazy curse techniques coming out. Of course, Geto survived that battle, but for this to be one of Yuta's first fights, I'm like, oh yeah, in the anime, he's definitely on this list. At number 7, I have Geto. Just pretty much what I said before. He was boxing Yuta almost on like an equal level. He was, you know, the catalyst in that whole JJK Zero movie, that whole incident. We know he's one of the strongest sorcerers back in the day with Gojo. You know, his curse technique, absorbing curse spirits, releasing them. And he knows if he gets some real fire special grades, it really ups his ante. I just don't have him a little bit higher because now we know he's really not on Gojo's level no more. He definitely deserves to be on this list. And even Kenjaku using his body is kind of proof of how nice he really is. At number 6, I have Dagon. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I have the Zoidberg looking curse. I mean, what other curse do we know after, like, you know, a couple days in the game is doing domain expansion, boxing up Megami, boxing up Nanami, boxing up Maki, and oh boy, all these high level sorcerers, and then still is trying to hang with Toji as these other cats are trying to escape. I'm like, oh yeah, we're sleep on Dagon, because the way he just came out of nowhere and started sweeping, realistically, if Toji didn't even come into play, he would have packed their whole squad up. Yeah, he definitely deserves to be on this list as well. All right, at number 5, and now we're getting into our top 5, I have Jogo. Obviously, Jogo is not to be played with. Sure, the battles he had, the instances he had were not the best of the draw. You're going against the top 2 of the verse. pretty much every time you fight. You're dealing with Gojo season 1. He's making you look like light work. But again, you survived that even though you were in a domain expansion. I'm like, wait a minute, Jogo survived that? And then you're going up against Sukuna, 15 fingers. Of course, it's not full power, but he's really right there. And y'all are tearing up the city, burning the whole place down. You know, your firepower is pretty much almost on par with Sukuna. He has recognized you as a strong cursed spirit. Not to mention that you roasted Nanami and roasted Maki, killed old boy, and Jogo is making light work of these cats. Literally, if Sukuna and Gojo weren't in his way, he would have been working cats. All right, at number 4, above Jogo, I have Toji. Toji alive or Toji reanimated, whatever you want to call it. He definitely deserves a place in the top 5, 100%. No cursed energy, straight heavenly impact, straight muscles, and he's running through top of the class. You know what he did to young Gojo, even though he was young, still murked him. You know what he was doing against Dagon, making light work of him. We seen him holding up against Megami and all his techniques. He's really making light work of some of these really, really powerful characters. And honestly, I feel like if it was Toji versus Jogo, Toji is gonna take that, bro. I just feel like his speed, his strength is really top of the class, and especially his strategy when it comes to destroying cursed users and cursed spirits. The only thing we really missing is like a domain expansion. And now some of you say, well, if Jogo gets his domain expansion off, if Jogo does this and that, but it's like, that's the type of strategy that Toji is always kind of like 3 steps ahead of. And that's why I believe like he would still probably beat Jogo. All right, at number 3, I have Maharaga or Mahagora, whatever you want to call it, however you say it. The cursed spirit by itself. I don't really have Megami on this list, even though he is holding it down a lot better than some of these Jujutsu sorcerers. But again, at the most he's doing is just barely surviving. Now, of course, he can summon Maharaga, so you may say, well, he can summon Maharaga, so he can be on this list too. But again, if you take him out before he even gets there, it's game over, right? Now, of course, Maharaga, one of the strongest cursed spirits we ever seen, apparently. We know that the old 10 Shadow technique user, the old leader of the Zenin clan, apparently used to go to war against the Satra or the Gojo clan. And we know that Gojo said when those 2 leaders fought, they pretty much killed each other. So they were top of the verse back then, which means Maharaga was probably in the picture back then as well. So I definitely got to give him a place on this list. Now, yes, if Megami becomes as strong as the leader of his clan back then, of course he's going to be up there. But for right now, Megami, you're still not really on the list. All right, at number 2, I have Sukuna. 15 fingers. Again, we know in the anime he probably gets all the fingers or whatever. He comes back. We know he's fighting Gojo. Don't know too much details about the battle. We know some spoilers are there. But already at 15 fingers, Sukuna's top of the verse. Nobody's standing a chance. Literally, Gojo's the only one that could even keep up with bro at that point. If it wasn't for Yuji taking his body back, yeah, it would have been a good night indeed in Shibuya. I don't have 15 fingers over Gojo right now, just because I still think that if Gojo goes all out and has his domain expansion, he should still be stronger, even though Sukuna's domain expansion seems to be a little bit bigger. I think Gojo's domain expansion is a little bit more hack friendly, and I feel like it kind of doesn't matter who you are. If you're getting overloaded with that information and you can't do nothing, you're really just done. You know what I'm saying? Again, in the manga, I'm sure Sukuna has a counter for something, what have you. But, you know, with him only having 15 fingers right now, I'm not going to put him at the top just yet. And then, of course, at number 1 of the verse, strongest character is Gojo Satoru. I mean, yes, he fell for the Okido, got sealed, but I mean, he did show some very impressive display of not killing everybody in that subway when he did take out a bunch of transmutated humans. We know his abilities are out the wazoo. He's got blue energy, he's got red energy, he's got purple, he's got limitless, he's got 6 eyes. You know how this man works, right? Limitless works when he's asleep. He's a Jujutsu sorcerer master, right? I don't really got to talk too much about Gojo. So yeah, y'all, that is my top 10 in the JJK anime. Right now, you know, some of these matchups are very, very close. Again, I have Toji over Jogo, I have Gojo over Sukuna, and I have Maharaga almost over all of them, for real. But yeah, let me know if y'all agree. I know manga cats, you're on the way, but for right now, just seeing what we saw in the anime, that's what I'm going off of. Some of you, again, may be mad I don't have Toto on this list. I just feel like Toto is always in a situation where he has to jump people, and no, he doesn't have to do it, but I kind of feel like I can't accurately give him this super ranking if he's still kind of double teaming certain cursed spirits, especially if it's the end of the line. You know, in this last episode, he's fighting with Yuji to beat Mahito, or they're fighting Mahito, but it's like they still haven't killed bro yet. So I'm kind of like, same thing with Hanami. Gojo had to get involved. Toto is still just a first grade sorcerer. I can't put him in that special grade category or say he's super top of the verse or on the list just yet, until I see him kind of really take out some strong spirits on his own. Him versus Choso, very debatable, but I'm sure that Choso didn't even really use his full power with Yuji. So anyway, y'all, appreciate y'all tuning into my top 10 list, and I'll see y'all next Sunday.